Hello, everyone. My guest for today is a very special one for me. He's a very good friend. I do not have to introduce him too much because he's a very well-known actor. I will actually let him to tell you more about himself and what he's doing because I find that as being more valuable. His name is Columbus Short. Hi, Columbus. How are you? Great to see you. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you so much. I'm definitely sure that we have so many things to learn from.
As
Okay,
I've as I've learned from you, buddy.
sorry.
As I've learned from you, I can only share what I've learned.
Thank you so much. We all learn from each other, and I think this is the NFT industry about, about the community and about things that we can all share, so we can all become smarter, if you want. Uh,
Absolutely.
let's let the people know. I'm definitely sure there's so many people already familiar with you and the great work you've done during so many years in your career. But let's tell them a quick intro about you, okay?
Uh,
How would you see yourself and how would you explain yourself in front of our audience?
I would say I'm a man of many hats. It's hard,
Okay.
kind of hard to break it down into one thing, but entertainment. I'm a writer, actor, producer, songwriter, music producer, director, curator, entrepreneur. A father, husband, son, all those things.
Beautiful heart.
But as of late, you know, getting into the crypto space a few years ago, a couple of years ago, just kind of, playing with it. Wasn't really versed in NFTs. A lot of people tried to explain to me what an NFT was, and it just seemed like people were speaking Chinese, and you were the first person. Thank you to Little Eddie. Big shout out to Little Eddie for us. And you were the first person to like make it make sense, and the light bulb went off.
Okay, it is an honor for me to be honest. And again, thank you so much. It is a major honor for me to have someone like you to learn from because I'm also learning a lot from you in the last period. And thank you. Then, okay, I won't ask you anymore. How did you get into NFTs? Or if you want, okay, how did you get into NFTs? But I think I know the question. But let's tell to everyone.
So there's I think there's I was looking on, like if everybody's at a pool party and you're like people in the pool, you're like the one on the outside of the pool, but you're kind of at the party. I was floating around the NFTs for a while, seeing how, kind of seeing what it was doing. And then I saw the Bored Apes kind of blowing up and all these kind of cool things happen. Snoop was really on the front. That's how it's weird how things land on you. So, thanks to Uncle Snoop and those guys who he was in the space early. And then you guys, the NFTists, now us, I say our community, welcomed me in, and it really gave me a quick, fast crash course. And then it's like, once I was in, I'm that kind of guy. Like, I want to know, I'm thirsty for knowledge. And it's been, I've learned more in the last, I don't know, 3 months, I think, than I have in 10 years.
Okay, that actually a very interesting what you said because the next question would be why do you think NFTs would be a good investment or will this be a good investment? I mean, will NFTs be a good investment? You think?
Because it's the future. And I can give you an example of, when I was doing movies for Sony, I had my deal at Sony, and we'll do Warner Brothers, and I knew some guys that were doing the front, back, all of it for the streaming companies, and I knew it was coming. And I told them, hey guys, there's something coming. You guys might want to get in, get ahead of it. And, they were like, oh, no. And lo and behold, streaming, like MTV killed the radio show kind of. So they had to merge, but they kind of merged late when the space was already there. Same thing with NFTs. If you want to be if you want to be ahead of the game, you want to be investing in the future. You don't want to be investing in the past. You're not archaeologists. We want to be visionaries, pioneers, trailblazers. So as we're building this new future, NFTs are equitable. They're valuable. They will never depreciate. They will only raise in value, especially choosing the right community and the right NFT, which you have to be educated to do. So I would suggest people that don't know, that want to get into space, get with somebody that does understand the space to guide them to the proper NFTs and the right communities to go. Because if you're going to buy a stock, for example, you're like, okay, now I'm going to invest in, Nokia. Well, what's Nokia doing? How has Nokia been doing? And where's the trajectory looking like? Did Nokia just get a new big lump sum of money invested into them, cash flow? Why are they doing that? That might be something. They must be doing something cool. You might want to get in now, and I think that's the value of getting in now.
Yeah, true. And it's like, I mean, if you are not informed, I would generally, personally, wouldn't suggest anyone to do investment before doing a little bit of research, because especially in a space like NFTs, where there are so many scammers right now. There are so many scam pages, showing up every single moment, unfortunately, because the market is still not a regulated one. And I think that's important. Information in a curated form of information, it's very important. Um, Now, the next question would be: do you think NFTs will become mainstream in the end?
100,000%. I'm gonna believe that NFTs are gonna be the only way you can do anything. Like, for example, owning one of those minted that you have up there on your wall comes with something, right? It has value to it, not only in the community, but inside of that image that's on your phone that you own in your wallet. You click on their NFT, all of that information that's in there is valuable in the real world. Discounts at CVS, you get, buy one get one free at Target, or you can, 5 free downloads on Spotify, whatever. You know what I mean? Go to see a concert, and you can get to the event, or global transportation, global concierge. Like, you travel around Earth. If you're part of this community, you can land at Heathrow. Boom! You don't have to call an Uber because you already have a one of the NFTs waiting on you. Out there, bags, and it's all on your phone. And then I think even in the future, you could be a part of a club where your digital passport is on your NFT. So you're going through Homeland Security, with a picture instead of a physical. And that's way down the line, but that's where I see it. That's where I see it going.
Yeah, true. I mean, what you have mentioned there, I think you were trying to mention about the utility that you can put in a smart contract to add it on top of these NFTs, on top of the image, because people nowadays, they only understands NFTs as, being just simple images, the monkey image, that kind of, kind of
Correct.
mentality. But what most of the people still don't understand is that behind these NFTs, you have a smart contract, because the NFT stands for non-fungible token, and the token is equal a smart contract. And in that smart contract, you can attach, utilities. It's like a contract between some people, where somebody's providing services or products, and somebody is the owner of that
We
service
do.
and the
Right.
benefit of those.
Correct.
Fun thing that you said about the collection behind in the visual. Now a question would be, what do you prefer more, art or utility? I mean, which one weighs more
Well,
in your eyes, in your?
I mean, you're asking an artist. You're asking you're asking someone who literally, I love the art space, blue chip art.
Me too.
I also love its utility. Everybody wants to be hooked up. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to have, you want to get into a certain place. You want to, if that's in my contract, if that's in my smart contract, of course, I make sure your utility more valuable. That once a year you guys have a party where I already know, that this person's in the community, this person's in the community, this person's in. I would love to see, gather with that person. Now I can automatically be at that party. You know what I mean? No guest list. You have to have an NFT to get in this party. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
It is basically like a ticket, like an access ticket, but it can also be used in many different ways. Many different ways. I think the space is unlimited. I think the only thing is just to be creative, because then everything, can evolve in a form that some people don't even understand.
To answer your question straightforward, I think I juxtapose both art and utility. It's
Me too.
like art. It's like art and commerce.
Me too.
Period.
I love art. At my core, I'm an artist as well.
Right.
But I think the very important part is also utility, because if you have some real value behind the NFT,
Right.
you can also have continuity in the NFT industry, and I think that's important as well.
Absolutely.
Uh, by the way, do you think NFT projects are starting to open new opportunities for artists? How do you see that?
Uh, yes, I think they are, but it's also kind of saturating the market where it's hard to differentiate what's special and what's not. And I think that's another part of what is important to being a part of a community. We're going to show you the best of the best, and if you come into our community, we'll update you with the best of the best. And that's the beauty about the NFT community. It's competitive, but it's like we're a community. It's a big community. It's a bunch of sub communities in the big community, which is being an NFT is a community within itself, and there's sub communities within there. But people don't know what's good or not, and it's kind of like when you walk into Sotheby's, right? And you'll see people staring at a piece of art for a long time. Everybody sees something different,
Yeah, true.
and so it's hard to say that, but I mean, I think visually, there are some incredible artists coming into the space, incredible artists. But it's really up to the consumer, but also not up to the consumer. It's up to the curators. It's up to the DAO to say what's good and what's not. Right? What the DAO meaning
The way they perceive it.
the decentralized autonomous organization. When we come into the community and everybody's like, hey guys, what is this hot, is this not? And so now it's like becomes everybody voting and are saying, okay, 76% of the people in our community love it. Now we know it could work. There might be 10% hate and 90% of the people hated it. So we're not gonna, that's not a good NFT. And that's where I think you kind of can be able to start ciphering what's quality and what's not, and that will decipher. There's a ton of new music artists that come out every day. How do we decipher who's good and who's not? By record sales. There's a lot of great artists that don't sell records. There's a lot of horrible artists that sell millions. So it's hard to call it.
It makes a lot of sense. I'm also curious. You are a celebrity, obviously. You know many celebrities, and I mean, the whole space is curious. How do celebrities perceive? How do they see the NFT industry? How do they perceive it at the
I
moment?
think that, I think there's a core group of that are on the outside that want to learn more. And I think there's people that have been in it for a long time, like Big Brother, Black Gary V, Shaq, uh, uh, Snoop. And then there's like this middle people that have nothing, that know nothing. So, I think it's not about celebrity. I think it's more about just the education and who's interested and who. There's a lot of celebrities that don't own blue chip art.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of that it's what people like, but uh, I think it's about educating them.
Is it also a form of people? Some people, they really like to show off. Is this a form for them to prove their power through the NFTs, through some specific NFTs like the Bored Ape, for example?
Yeah, I mean it's more of a stature thing, right? So if you like,
Status,
you
right?
know, if you if you have a Bored Ape, damn, he bought a Bored Ape. That's baller. You know what I mean? Like now, automatically, like when the Bored Apes were they were selling for 300. Justin raised the value. Bieber, he bought one for 1.3. Now the whole community elevates because just because Bieber, it keeps going and it keeps going. Somebody in 5 years from now might a Bored Ape for $10 million. You know what I mean? Just to be a Bored Ape. So that's where it's going. It's gonna continually grow.
Okay, I'm sometimes curious about this. This kind of growth. Why are these NFTs growing? Just like that, because some of them, they explode in value, and some of them, they really don't have proper utility behind. They're only like
Uh,
the small things that they offer.
Right, but I think it's Emperor's New Clothes. Who's the group, who's the community, who sold it, who curated it, who distributed it, who saw it. It's like you can, like with social media, we were talking about this earlier. Some, it's hard. Some people only see 1.6% of your followers see what you got. You know what I mean? So it's about distribution, getting the 100% visibility to the right people that are in the market. Because it's pointless to advertise to people that don't even understand it. They just scroll right by it. They don't know what that means. So that's important.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, someone asked us, because they know that you are our guest, and someone in our community asked, okay, which NFT influencers do you usually follow?
I follow a few. Right now, the NFTiST is my #1 follow.
Thank you so much. We are honored to have
a lot of guys. Gary V. I follow so many guys. Too many to name. Like, there's Crypto Find NFT. That's a big page. The NFT Mentor. There's so many.
Okay, brilliant. And now the last and the most special question for myself. You are obviously part of the NFTiST, and I'm honored to have great people on board with us. And the question is, why did you choose to support the NFTiST?
I believed in the project. I believe in you. I believe in what you put together. I know it's not easy, and I want to be on the team of anybody that can assemble people in the amount of time that you have, and the tech. And it's just brilliant. So it was easy to get on board, and it's about community, right? You're attacking the best minds. I know you are. We talk about influencers, we talk about celebrities, but what about the scientists? What about the architects? What about the engineers that that we need to lead the way, not only in this space but in the space beyond?
And there are also, I mean, imagine that it's not only me. Again, thank you so much, and I'm honored. But it's the team behind. They're doing a lot of work as well, and for that I'm very thankful. But yes, I do believe that it is very important, for everyone to understand, especially for people that are interested to get on board in a space, but in the same time to have one place where they can get, all the equation on how you can actually succeed and what makes the difference. And I think one important part that we will be focusing on will be, what should you avoid will be the failures also.
That's big.
That's also very important. Everyone thinks about, how you make that much, how it grows, but it's also about the reverse of that. How can you avoid these kind of failures, and how can you learn from them?
How do you know who's real? How do you know? And that's the point of communities. We're a blue chip community, right? We want to be a blue chip community of the best minds, the best brains, and the best character, right? So, there's a lot of people out there with these communities that are just, they're fraudulent. So you got to be on the lookout.
Exactly. It's been a great meeting. Thank you so much, Columbus, and I hope our community will get to learn from special people like you. And there was so much value in this discussion. And again, thank you so much. Thank you,
brother. I'll talk to you soon.